ask for 500 trillion in gold bars?
Yeah. What do you know?
Because I'm just giving out gold bars at the gas station. I was like, I don't know. I'm like, does this cover it? He's like, yeah. He don't know neither. He just know it's gold. Nobody really, unless I go to a dude that's like, I got the machine. Nobody knows.
They know.
I got home, my girl's like, what the fuck is that?
Because you feel like it's Trump right
she
away.
She felt like it was a Trump hat. And I was like, nah, idiot box. She was like, nah, it just don't look. Because it's like, if people see a red hat with white letters and they automatically go Trump.
Plus the first words are the idiot. I think Trump also. You know what I'm saying?
We love the idiot box. One of our favorite places.
So I went back and got a brown one.
I feel like you would find some stuff to agree with him on too.
Oh yeah,
because you're agreeable. You like to find positives in people.
Everybody got something in common. I'm like, this is Trump. I'm like, hey, you like food? And then he was like, I like pizza. I'm like, I like pizza. And then we would just talk about that.
Yeah.
But we probably wouldn't go on like nothing like policy or nothing like that. Though.
Yeah.
I've been watching Attack on Titan, JD.
It's an amazing show. I'm like, okay, we can talk about that. You know, I don't know.
It's a shame what happened to Eren Yeager. Very shameful.
What show?
Attack on Titan.
It's like the best anime that ever got made.
That shit is. Anytime you guys are in anime talk,
yeah.
I'm like, huh? What's happening?
Keep doing Trump anime.
Yes.
It's a couple things that I feel like are iconic for that genre that you should watch, no matter what it is. Like Friends, that's an iconic show.
Right.
Yeah.
10 seasons, you're paying $6 million an episode to the actors. I don't know what the writers and producers are making, but
Probably
I'm like, you know, this is $1 billion show. It wasn't $1 billion show for no reason. And I'm watching it now, and I'm like, I get it. I see exactly how this made tons of money.
You a big
Why? Why does it make tons of money?
Because most sitcoms will do a main character or a main family with just like goofy jump-ins, something like that. They actively focus on 6 people every episode, and they do it in 22 minutes, which is insane.
Yeah,
that's why it's so good. The writing's good. Like whoever wrote, the writers need to get a round of applause because they were able to flesh out 6
different stories. Well, because they usually combine 2 into 1 or 3 into 1.
Make
like,
it easier.
You know what I mean? I don't know if it was easier, but there was like, all right, we got. These people have their story. These people are involved in the other story, and you're right. There was always more. It seemed like there was always more than just an A and a B story. There's
it's always an A, B, and a C. Every episode, A, B, and a C.
Right.
That's the template I've seen. Like the title of the episode might be the C story,
right?
You know, but it's just to be able to do that for 25 episodes. For 10 seasons, that's insane.
And it's joke writing, right? It's
the joke writing is phenomenal.
Boom, boom. It's like it's pretty quick and consistent.
And my girl pointed this out the other day. She was like, it's like also every character has their own punchlines. Like I couldn't give a Ross punchline to Joey. It's just not gonna pan out right. Every character has their own comedic style.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
Do you think
I do dispute that a little.
So you write for TV, Tom. Do you give individual characters have their own writer?
No.
But
I don't want to say no because but that you do know jokes that'll work for one person and not another person and blah blah blah. And then sometimes you get in a little rut where it's like, don't give jokes to actor C because that's where jokes go to die because you get a few that don't work in a row and then. You stop trusting that person, and then you find the joke. Same thing happens to the writers though. When we're pitching jokes to the showrunner, you hit one, and then the next 3 you tell them right to the floor with them until one doesn't work, and then they're like, then they get a little more hesitant.
Yeah.
And then if you have 3 or 4 in a row that do that,
you're only as good as your last joke.
Yes. So, but yes, you do have jokes that were like that would work for blah blah blah, but I also disagree with some of that. Like they're like, he wouldn't do a joke about himself being dumb, and it's like, it's not really true. You know, if we save all the I'm dumb jokes for one guy, I don't agree with that. And I think a funny joke can work with just a tweak or a little bit in anyone's voice.
How that character would say it.
Yeah,
right?
just in anyone's voice.
I agree, but it's just.
But I'm wrong a lot. That's why I just like the jokes.
If we're writing the show and we found a lane where like, hey, like Seth's character's just horny, and for some reason we on season 8 and we're making $2 million an episode, he just gonna be the horny dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I agree. We could switch it up. We could give Seth some more depth, but our pockets are fat right now, and I don't think anything needs to change.
They love Blanche. Why change Blanche up? Why make Blanche?
Why change? Yeah. What was the
There
the
are
mama?
jokes that you're like, oh, that'll work best for Pat's sister. Now, it's weird that the names are gone because I'm just not on the show.
Yeah, they're more like avenues for jokes for you. It's not like you don't think of them as characters. They're like, oh, this is where this joke goes because you do stand up.
But sometimes it'll be like that. Some Miss Pat will have a couple lines, or the sister will have a couple lines, and it's like, oh, that break it with she says that, then Miss Pat says that, or Miss Pat says that, then Denise says this. You know what I mean? So it's like they can sort of. You can do some of that.
Yeah.
But you're right. There is like, okay, that joke is something we sort of start hitting on. It takes a while sometimes to figure out what one person makes funny. Like the guy that does Terry, he's funny, blah, blah. But then he's also, when he's sort of being like, hey, like dad character-y a little bit with his jokes, like not taking his jokes seriously, then they work a lot better.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, oh, that's sort of the way, you know?
Nice.
And then you got to find the right way to say the smart girl's jokes, right?
So do you as a writer get to be there when actors are doing it? Do you tell an actor like, hey, deliver this line a little differently, or punch up this word, or do you ever do anything like that?
Yes.
Really? That's cool.
Are you supposed to?
that was going to be my next question too.
So you know the way I said yes is because you do, and then the same kind of thing happens. And then you get burned, and the actor immediately throws you under the bus. They're like, Tom was saying that oh shit, you know, because you're not like you. Yes and no, so it's like a weird thing, you know, like so. But mostly it's like you should go through, at least on our thing, you should go through it goes through Jordan or the showrunner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, sometimes the director will hear you pitch one and be like, yes.
I have a hard time
skip
probably
that.
trying to give a joke to somebody. Cause I don't know how to write like that yet, you know. But like I know I've thought of jokes that I know I can't say out loud. I'll give it a Dehaj,
Right.
or something like that. But
you would hear it. You would hear like where a joke goes, or you would hear like that's not like when you hear a joke when I say it on stage, or you hear another comic, you're like that's funny. And you give them a tag or blah blah blah. Like to me that's sort of what it is all week as you're going. You know.
yeah, I've thought of 1,000 tags, but then I'll just look at the person on stage and be like, they're not ready. That's just gonna fuck them up. You know, like they're not even at the point where they could effectively add the tag yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They haven't worked out how to tell their joke.
Yeah, so I'm like, as soon as you figure out your joke, then we can work on it. But you still try and get comfortable on stage.
Yeah. I tend to stand in the back and do what Trundy hates, which is I start like writing the tag or hey, here's the funny joke, you know, and he just hates it when he hears people in the back talking. That's disrespectful. That's what he's right.
No. See, I can't talk to Tom because everything I say to him comes out different. It goes through some weird translator that makes me a bad person.
No, I'm the bad person.
No. You're standing in the back, and it's not writing the tag that I hate. What I hate is you're talking, you're saying it out loud while the person is still talking, and then in 2 minutes when you don't laugh, you're going to think that joke wasn't funny, but you didn't hear the fucking setup that was 2 minutes before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the talking during the set that makes me crazy.
It's
not the writing of the tag.
Okay.
Write the tags all day. That's all we do is write tags.
Okay, but what I'm saying is you're getting mad. That is exactly what I said to him. I said, Trundy gets mad because when I'm back there, I even said, I'm back there talking and writing the joke.
Rewind the tape.
Literally.
Rewind the tape. It is not what you just said.
Throw the challenge flag, which is your hat, okay?
Yeah.
No.
You said what you just said that I said was
Pay
that I
attention.
get mad that you're writing text. It is not. That does not bother me. It's when you say it out loud, when you're talking.
I specifically
You in
said,
the back, everybody in the back talking makes me crazy.
I specifically said when I started it, and then I'm talking to you and telling you the joke.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking. I was actually saying
You did say that.
Okay,
You
boom.
said, I can't just write the tag. I gotta like mention it
Let
too.
me- okay,
But what Trundy does is Trundy will just write the tags for everybody he cares about all night, and will just tell you outside if you're still around.
He does it right.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm
do
big
love
on.
that.
I'm big on. I get on all the guys about that. I'm like, bro, outside is literally 3 feet away.
Yes. See, you took
It's
the-
outside
no,
is so close.
what I'm saying is you took that you're taking this as an attack against you, and
I'm taking it as an attack.
but-
I'm taking it as another brick in the wall of the thing that consistently happens.
No,
Trunty says this, Trunty says that. Trunty didn't say nothing.
you were wrong. We just
I
showed
wasn't
you.
wrong.
No, we just showed you were wrong. I said I was talking when I'm talking out loud. We just showed that you were wrong. You can't still be mad about that thing that you were just wrong about. Right? Am I right about that?
I don't know if that's how it works.
I don't know if it works just like that. But he did mention that he was talking in the back of the room.
I
Yes.
didn't see that.
Okay.
What I just heard was you say, Trunty gets mad when I write tags.
Okay.
I see the disconnect. Y'all like my uncles. Y'all just my uncles. Y'all just my uncles. Y'all just my uncles at Thanksgiving. Nobody's wrong, but everybody want to be right. But nobody's wrong.
I admit that I did say Trunty said that, but now you should
Also,
say.
that's the first thing you said to him when he walked in.
I meant, hey man, I love you. Good to see you. That's understood.
That's what I meant to say.
That's understood.
That's funny
right.
as shit.
So,
Understood. You still got to
Yeah,
say
I'll
it.
put subtitles underneath it when you go, Trinity, and I
but
say, I love him very
I
much.
think you guys are making me look like a worse guy than I am.
No, you're a great guy.
I
So
don't
what?
think you need any help.
I'm saying you've changed me because of that. Because I think about that now. It's like the first times my buddy Kostaki said something about what assholes people were that just threw their gum down wherever they were. And that was back when I was done with a piece of gum, I would spit it out or throw it wherever I was. And then he was like, you step on gum, it's going to come back to you. And then I stopped doing that. So I feel like I'm going to stop doing what we're talking about as much when you're in the room.
That might work.
Well, I'm glad,
when you're in the room.
I'm glad that he changed you. I do love that you just spit and gum. You're like, save the planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't really think about it, and I don't know that I was Save the Planet back then.
That's fair.
I was, I was,
These shots look great in here, just saying.
yeah.
Are you very Save the Planet now?
Yes, but I am so much so that I'm less so. Does that make sense?
Not really.
I have no hope left that we can do anything about what's about to come.
That makes sense.
So now I'm not going to bother to care if every piece of plastic is in a different trash can.
But we should save the planet.
Yes.
Gotcha.
If there's the smallest hope that we can, we should.
Okay, I understand that.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
kinda
And you're kind of similar, is what you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I don't.
I do still recycle as best I can.
Right.
You know what I mean? I do, but I also know that none of that plastic is really getting recycled. And what I need to do is not use plastic. So I use plastic less and less if I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Although every day I get a Starbucks, so that's bullshit because
Yeah,
my
right.
lid. If it's not plastic, then I don't want it because
Right.
I don't trust it.
Yeah, that's funny.
You know, I'm not gonna. You know.
I'm very. I learned. I think I learned early on that caring about things that I have a very tiny % chance of change is not healthy. You know, it's just making me sick. You know, my blood, like just my stress and my mental health. I'm like, it's just.
To worry about the planet.
Well, just to worry about anything that I can't really change. Like if I was like the world dictator, of course I'd worry about saving the planet. I would tell everybody I would just put regulations on stuff and tell everybody what they could and could not do. But just as a citizen of Greensboro, I'm like, I care about my household and my money, and
Cats.
that's part of the household.
Yeah.
But it's just like or all the friends I can help, but that's pretty much.
That's all you can do.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I feel like that's all you can do as a person. I don't feel like our brains are supposed to be, I have to save the whole planet. That's why a lot of people have anxiety, I feel like, because there's so much, it's like, on the consumer, on the person.
And then
I
you
don't
meet
think
them
our
people
brain's
that's
supposed to
like,
be like that.
they just they're doom and gloom. They're like, everybody's gonna die.
Yeah.
Or this bad thing happened. They just know all the bad stuff
Yeah.
that happened. Did you know so and so said this? Did you know so and so did that? Did you? I'm like, not till now.
Yeah.
And guess what? He's still gonna do it.
Yeah.
Just you just told me about it. You just trying to make me feel the way you feel, which is miserable.
Right.
So I'm like,
And like the guilt thing is like, look at what we've done. It's like, what do you want me to do about it now? Like,
Yeah, I don't know about like I don't feel guilt about it. I feel like I wish we would, because I feel like for many years I've been like, hey, we're doing this wrong.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And I feel like the
we're-
guilt thing is a lot of just trying to not. You just don't want to hold all the guilt for yourself. 'Cause I hate when I hear this phrase, man. Look what we've done as Americans. I'm like, we. I just don't feel like I've like a lot of y'all had way more to do with this than I did.
A lot of y'all.
Yeah, there should be more y'all. That's funny. I used to do a thing about like when during 9/11, right? When we like, I remember being at the beach in St. Pete, and my mom called me right when we went into Afghanistan. She's like, "Are you okay, Tommy?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Well, we're at war." I'm like, we are not at war. I'm at the beach. This whole we thing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
we got to get rid of nuclear weapons. No, you got to get rid of nuclear weapons. I have nothing to do with this.
That's how I feel when dudes talk about football. They're like, man, we got to get our defense right. I was like, man, you got to get your knees right.
Right.
They got to get their defense right. You are a fan of them. They don't know you. You would never be on the field. It's
hard not to say we a little bit on your when it's your team. You know what I mean? Like you
but
feel like you're
I guess
part
how I
of it.
feel with America then is just like we gotta go get them, or we gotta get our boys back or whatever. And I know I'm not doing nothing,
right?
But it just I can't tell that to the enemy.
Well, you are a part of the we, in that the boys are there captured is a part of that's really kind of your fault too, because you put them there.
Who put them there?
You did.
I ain't put nobody nowhere.
That's right. Well, that's what we say. That's what we were talking about earlier. That's what we say.
If it was up to me, everybody would be where they want to be. Everybody in the whole world. I'm like, wherever you want to be, you should be there right now. You don't need to go anywhere you do not want to go.
That's the best campaign slogan.
Would you use that as one of your wishes if a genie was to pop up right now? Would you, or would it be like?
My first two wishes got to be a motherfucker for me to do that third one. But like, yeah, I was like, yeah, give me a.
Why wouldn't you start with that?
Give me $500 trillion in American currency. That's my first wish.
Would you go for gold or something?
Huh?
Would you go for like gold or something?
Well, doesn't that depreciate or?
The gold?
I don't know. All I
You
know
can
is
invest with that money.
Wait a minute.
Every time I've had cash, it worked out. I've never had gold bars. I have no idea. I have no idea what I could get for a gold bar. I do know what I could get for $500 trillion.
How do you not know what gold does?
I know. I know.
Like,
have you ever bought it?
Yes.
It's a mineral, but I'm like, I'd much rather have the dollars.
No.
Because gold is worth this many dollars, he's just cutting out the middleman, which is
But
gold.
I wouldn't ask for $500 trillion in gold bars.
Yeah. What do you know?
Because I'm just giving out gold bars at the gas station. I was like, I don't know. I'm like, does this cover it? He's like, yeah. He don't know neither. He just know it's gold. Nobody really, unless I go to a dude that's like, I got the machine. Nobody knows.
They know. You're right. You can't just flip a gold. You can't just flip a gold coin on the table anymore.
Exactly. I can't just. It's not the old days where it's like, hey, I want passage on your ship, and I just drop a sack of coins, and then some dude just feels it and goes, all right, that'll do. I'm like, I have no idea. Right. So I would much rather. And if I needed gold at some point, I'm sure I could buy it.
When he's doing this and talking about the sack of coins, can you get like a visual of like a guy's balls that he's got in his hand?
My favorite is when Tom puts suggestions in there, and then I kind of have to do it because it's in the video.
It's in the video.
Hey, he didn't do the thing Tom was saying.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about it.
You can put a sack of something though.
I'll put a sack there.
Yeah.
But like that's like Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't think anybody operates like that. I think we all operate Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, okay. Yes, I have. It took me a second to figure out what the words were that you were saying.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a decent move. $500 trillion.
But I think if you get $500 trillion, you could go $400 trillion in the cash, or $100 trillion in cash, and then the gold, because it doesn't depreciate. What depreciates is that currency.
He has $1 trillion though. But it could depreciate all day, and it'd still be like a lot, right?
Okay, that's a good point too.
And the thing is, it's not like the government gave me that money, so they know I got it. I just have it now, and I could take over the whole world if I wanted to. I could do whatever.
You just made everybody else's money less valuable by out of nowhere creating all that money.
But who would know I had it?
They don't know.
I could have it at the house right now. I mean, nobody would know if it was $500 trillion that was magically just in my house. Nobody printed. Nobody know where it came from. I could do whatever.
But it would affect the economy in the long run, because there's this money that doesn't exist that you've added to the system that now depreciates everybody else's money. But you know what gains money when that happens?
The gold.
Gold.
but I'm still not. I can't go to McDonald's and be like, yo, let me get that, and then I don't know what to give them, and then also change.
You go to yes, it does change.
I'm saying like actual change. Like I bought a McChicken. Here's a gold coin. What do you give me back? Amethyst, ruby, like what? Like what do I get back? Like some ruby pellets,
a shilling,
some sapphires. Like, I don't know. Like
no, you take your gold to the place that then turns it into cash. That's how you're laundering the money, right? Because then you're.
Why am I laundering it? I got it from a genie.
Well,
I got it from a magic. I got it from a magic dude that lives in a lamp.
Okay.
I don't know the protocol for this.
Wish number 2. Wish number. Let's go ahead. Go. Wish number 2.
Wish number 2. It would probably be like a ring that whatever power I'm imagining, I got that power.
So that's like a couple wishes in one, all into one ring.
Yeah.
Like a spinny ring like this, where you just.
Well, I don't know what I don't have. I just probably maybe touch it and then just go strength, and then I got super strength, or fly, and I can fly.
Kind of like Ben 10, but with a ring.
Exactly. So like
How would you fly? Would you fly like Superman, or would you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just float. But like that's also money because I could just join the NFL, and nobody knows why this dude's just so freak. Like I'm a little bit faster than you think I would be, a little bit stronger than you think I would be. I'm catching all the interceptions or whatever position they put me in. I could just do that. And I could do that until I'm fucking 60.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be like a hard line to like balance, like not letting everybody know you got a superpower and you're in the NFL.
So you mute your superpowers? Like you're
100%. 100%. That's the issue why I see when most people get superpowers, they start showing off. I would just
most people
the shows. You know
But you gotta like when you're playing, you gotta give 100% to make the play. Like you gotta give all your effort.
I gotta give y'all's 100%.
So you would know this. Your competitive edge wouldn't make you use that extra. Like when they say 110%, you could literally do 110%.
That's discipline right there.
My competitive, it's not even competitive. I don't even like football. I'm in it for the check. I'm like, listen, if we keep winning, I keep making X amount of money, we gonna win. I'm gonna do a little bit better than the best dude on the field at all times, just throughout my whole career.
I think it'd be hard to temper exactly in the moment
it's like that
how
scene.
much you're using. Like you'd have to put a governor on it because you'd like somebody not superhuman, but you know what I mean, that has one of the best, like you're saying, the best.
Yeah.
And he goes to tackle you. He's gonna make the play sometimes, so it's gonna be hard.
He's gonna hit a brick wall. He gonna hit a brick wall. It's just I'm
pretend to fall.
I'm pretty much playing with 5-year-olds at that point. Like I'm like you can restrain yourself playing against 5-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? We do it all the time. So I would just do that.
Okay.
For money, and then
damn it, how do you have an answer for that immediately?
I think about so much stuff, Tom.
Okay.
And then my last wish would be like everybody find. I would love for everybody to just like.
You think you're the first motherfucker to say, "Hey, somebody would be able to tackle you. You need to be able to temper your superpowers." I've thought about this plenty, Simmons.
No, I'm sitting here, man. Cause I always thought like if I had superpowers, would I want to be a superhero or would I just live the best human life that I could live? And I think we might have people doing that. We don't know. You know, they probably thinking like it's too much. I seen
the world's
TV,
not ready.
Or it's just like I don't. If I come out as a superhero right now,
That's ridiculous.
then it's literally on me.
What do you mean?
It's a lot of responsibility. He's the only one.
You're the guy. Like if Superman, let's say we have a Superman that comes out for America or something like that. If anything goes wrong, we all looking at that dude because like couldn't you have stopped it? You don't watch these movies, so I can't really explain it. But it's like you've seen them shits where it's like they always lose faith in the Avengers. They lose faith in the.
It's like The Incredibles. Like they end up.
I do watch it. What are you talking about?
Well, it's just like because one fight goes south, they're like, man, y'all can't do nothing. It's like we fighting for our lives out here. They just beat us.
They did turn. They turn on Spider-Man. They turn on Batman. They turn on him.
So it's like, what's the point? Spider-Man lives in a fucking studio apartment. Batman doesn't have. He's emotionally stunted. I mean, I don't see the point of like taking on all that responsibility.
Spider-Man's doing pretty good.
Man, he's still poor. I don't get that.
He doesn't have a ton of gold bricks.
I mean, like if you're a superhero, you should be like Iron Man. Iron Man. That makes sense.
That's why they killed him.
Well, he killed himself technically. But that was kind of what made him a true hero. Like, he was the most egotistical, narcissistic one, but he sacrificed himself for humanity.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I didn't know that, but yes, I do see what you're saying.
They didn't want to let him in the Avengers.
Okay, so you're going a bunch of trillions of dollars.
Yes.
A superpower that you can use whichever one you want at the time. And
then I would say if I could, I would want everybody to be able to pursue whatever makes them happy.
That's pretty cool. That's in the top 3, or you might just be saying that because that's how I started.
Well, I mean, I said my first 2 got to be crazy. I got to make sure everybody I know is good. Like, I'd much rather the 200 people I know live amazing lives than everybody have a chance at a good life. I know it sounds bad, but it's just like I'd rather control like my friends and my family just living amazing, spectacular lives than everybody having a shot at like a pretty decent life.
Okay, let me ask you this: what if now you might be left with only the superpower one now?
Okay.
Because your first one was all this money
Yep.
to help out your family,
Mm-hmm.
and then the third one is that everybody could be happy. And so, as a consequence, in order to make that happen, I need all that money that I just gave you to give to everybody else.
So you're the genie in this situation? So at the end of my 3 wishes, the genie is like, I need that money back.
No.
That's what's happening, right?
No. What's happening is I'm granting your third wish. And to grant your third wish, what that takes is me taking all that money and putting it towards that. You didn't say you were going to keep all that money. You just wanted that money. And now you want this other thing as a wish. And in order for that to happen, all your money goes to that.
So I hear what you're saying, and that's a good question, but I truly don't believe magic works like that. If there was no prerequisite to the 500 trillion and the magic fucking ring, ain't no way you're taxing my third wish. I'm sorry. I'm like, you know what? Stay in the lamp. I'll just 2 wishes. I'm good. If that had to happen, I'm like, no, I'm good, because it makes those first 2 seem ridiculous then. Because I'm like, what had to happen for me to get to 500 trillion?
All those people have to be poor.
This is a terrible genie,
That's
though.
what is happening. That is what's happening in the world.
I would first be like, hey, listen, I think you're the worst genie ever.
Right.
Because all your wishes come with something that I got to do.
Only one came with that. Only one came with that.
But a genie would have to say that up front. Like, I'll give you 3 wishes. That third one comes with a price.
That's all the stories like that are like all those stories that these things come from or have a
twist.
moral lesson within them.
I've seen the ones where the genie's like, all right, now you gotta take my place in the lamp. But I would just cover all my bases up front.
You didn't cover your bases. You
came to me. I was just chilling. And then all of a sudden I'm talking to a genie.
They have 3 wishes. How do you think you got time? All of a sudden there's boom. I don't think you get to sit down like, I found this genie thing. I'm gonna get my wishes together because the genie's not like, all right. You got 6 weeks to decide on your 3 wishes.
To answer your question, if for some reason they tax my third wish, I wouldn't make it. If for some reason, because then I would just use my superpowers to just help as many people as I could on the low. Just like secretly, I wouldn't, I would still try to help people, but I'm like, bro, I can't give up. I just got 2 wishes. So if one dude's like, well, I want that ring, and another dude's like, well, I want $500 trillion, I'm like, well, I'm back to square one. I helped 2 people. Or I could help a lot of people with this money and this power. So I would just do that. I could help more people with just the 2 wishes than everybody getting $1,000.
No, you just logic yourself into it so that you get to keep the money and have superpowers.
Yes,
right.
I met the genie, bruh. I'm like, there's no way I'm about to die and talk to God and be like, yeah, I met this genie, he changed my life, and then everything went right back to normal. I couldn't live with myself knowing I wasted that shit. And also, I'm a pretty decent dude. I could make pretty decent decisions. What if some crackhead wants my ring to steal more crack? Or like get money to buy. I'm just saying, I can't just give this to anybody.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about $500 trillion for a long time.
That's gone, dude. You created everybody being happy instead.
But what if everybody being happy don't involve money? I know some people are happy just...
Really?
Some people are happy just sleeping outside.
Now,
some people, not all of them.
Look how quickly he fit into the Trump hat.
Some
It
people.
just took taking away a couple $100 trillion.
So we're gonna
from
say
them.
some people aren't happy sleeping outside.
No.
White people camp. Y'all leave your houses to sleep outside. You enjoy sleeping out. You in that scenario, you enjoy sleeping outside. You had a house. You had everything that we created, and you went outside.